This is Dr. Bev Knox, and you are listening to my psychology tutorials. Learn psychology while you sleep.
Personality psychology asks the fascinating questions. What does it mean to be a person? How are we unique as individuals? What is the nature of the self? Personality psychology answers these questions in terms of systematic observations about how we are and how and why individuals behave as they do, with the focus on thoughts, feelings, and behaviors of real people. Personality psychology can be defined as the scientific study of the psychological forces that make people uniquely themselves. Personality psychologists attempt to use these methods of scientific inference to test theories. Techniques range from the most formal mathematical assessment of traits and abilities to the careful, rich examination of a single individual's thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. So, let us consider this example. Why does a certain 18-year-old high school senior seem consumed by intrusive thoughts and sexual fantasies? Is it hormones? Represented sexual drives? Repressed sexual drives? The influence of the surroundings, past experiences, and conditioning? A thorough understanding of personality involves a firm grasp of the meaning, validity, and implications of these various perspectives. Personality theories arise from various sources. They come from careful observation and from deep introspection, from systematic measurement and from statistical analysis, from biological brain scans and from studies of mental illness, from anthropology and sociology, and economics and philosophy. Theorists apply these sundry insights to a psychological understanding of the individual. Some of the roots of personality psychology can be traced back to the theater. Other aspects derive from religion and from Eastern and Western philosophical traditions. Certain basic issues of the study of personality appear to reappear at different times and in different theories. This include: what is the importance of the unconscious? What is the self? What are the differences between men and women, and where do they come from? Which affects behavior more, the person or the situation? To what extent is personality culturally determined? Is personality a useful scientific concept or merely a convenient illusion? So, what are the major aspects of trait, learning, biological, and evolutionary and humanistic approaches to personality? Trait approaches have been used to identify relatively enduring dimensions along which people differ from one another, dimensions known as traits. Learning approaches to personality concentrate on observable behavior. To the strict learning theorists, personality is the sum of learned responses to the external environment. Social cognitive approaches concentrate on the role of cognition in determining personality. Those approaches pay particular attention to self-efficacy and self-esteem in determining behavior. Biological and evolutionary approaches to personality focus on the way in which personality characteristics are inherited. Humanistic approaches emphasize people's inherent goodness. They consider the core of personality in terms of a person's ability to to change and improve. So, what do the theories of Freud and his successors tell us about the structure and development of personality? Well, according to the psychodynamic approaches to personality, much behavior is caused by parts of personality that are found in the unconscious and of which we are unaware. Freud's psychoanalytic theory, one of the psychodynamic approaches, suggests that personality is composed of the id, the ego, and the superego. The id is the unorganized, inborn part of personality whose purpose is to immediately reduce tensions relating to hunger, sex, aggression, and other primitive impulses. The ego restrains instinctual energy to maintain the individual's safety and to help the person to be a member of society. The superego represents society's rights and wrongs and includes the conscious. Freud's psychoanalytic theory suggests that personality develops through a series of psychosexual stages, which is the oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital, each of which is associated with a primary biological function. Defense mechanisms, according to Freudian theory, are unconscious strategies which with people reduce anxieties relating to impulses from the id. Freud's psychoanalytic theory was provoked in a number of criticisms, including a lack of supportive scientific data, the theory's inadequacy in making predictions, and its reliance on a highly restricted population. On the other hand, recent neuroscience research has offered some support for the content of the unconscious. Neo-Freudian psychoanalytic theorists built on Freud's work, although they placed greater emphasis on the role of the ego and paid more attention to the role of social factors in determining behavior. Let us bring our attention to the Big Five personality traits theory. For the last 2 decades, the most influential trait approach contends that 5 traits or factors called the Big Five lie at the core of personality. Using modern factor analytic statistical techniques, a host of researchers have identified a similar set of 5 factors. The Big Five emerge consistently in different populations of individuals, including children, college students, older adults, and speakers of different languages. Cross-cultural research conducted in the areas ranging from Europe to the Middle East to Africa also has been supportive. Finally, studies of the brain functioning show that the Big Five personality traits are related to the way the brain processes information. So let us go over the Big Five personality factors and dimensions of simple traits. Openness to experience can range from independent to conforming, imaginative to practical, preference for variety or preference for routine. Consciousness range from careful to careless, disciplined to impulsive, organized to disorganized. Extroversion ranges from talkative to quiet, fun-loving to sober, sociable to retiring. Agreeableness ranges from sympathetic to fault-finding, kind to cold, appreciative to unfriendly. Neuroticism or emotional stability ranges from stable to tense, calm to anxious, secure to insecure. The major personality approaches differ substantially from one another. The differences may reflect both their focus on different aspects of personality and the overall complexity of personality.